Hey, John here again. So I got a quick one for you. Well, quick one for you, not so much for me. These Craftsmen here, it threw me for a little loop. So it came as a no start, right? So I'm like, okay, so what's the first thing you do? You know, you check for spark, see if it's getting gas, you know, throw some shit down the old poop scoop there for starter fluid or whatever, you know. This thing would not start, right? And it was getting spark. So I was like, okay, so the first thing I go to, which happens all the time, is this little guy down here, that little, you know, one of these carb solenoids. What happens is, you know, when you turn a key on, you can hear these things click. It just, when the key is off, it's up, right? So when you turn the key on, this must be some sort of electromagnetic switch. When you turn the key on, boom, it you know, forces this plunger down and allows gas to flow, right? So I've run in this more than once, probably I would guess 12 to 15 times at least. So you just clip this. Just take a pair of dikes and clip this plunger right off. That solves that. So that's what I did for this fella here. Still a no start. I'm like, huh. So I'm throwing gas or starter fluid right down the carburetor, and she's kind of backfiring a little bit, you know. So I'm like, seems like it wants to start, but it's not. So then I take the flywheel cover off and check that the keyway's still intact, that it's in time. So it was. So then I was like, now what the hell's going on? So long story short, the coil. I don't like to throw parts at stuff, but I you know, there were safety switches involved. I eliminated that, you know, just I bypassed it. It wasn't anything safety switch wise why it wouldn't start, because a lot of times, you know, a safety switch will be faulty and won't allow it to start, but it wasn't the case here, you know. So I got a new coil just because I was baffled. This thing, the old coil, it's over here. This thing was producing spark. This thing was producing spark. I shit you not. I might have it on tape, I don't know. But yeah, it's a little taped up here and there. I guess it got burned or whatever. I don't know. I don't know why it's taped. Looks like a little burn mark there, and that don't look too healthy there. But it was getting spark. It looked normal. So I kind of, you know, didn't even think about spark because it was getting spark and gas. So it threw me off track, and long story short, I spent probably 3-4 hours diagnosing this thing when it was just you know, I put a new coil on there, and boom, started right up. So I'm gonna post this just so, you know, if you run into it. I mean, you know, I even took my multimeter and you know, measured the old coil, measured the new coil with resistance, whatever. I can't tell any difference. I don't know why. It must have been an internal short on the coil or something. I don't know. But that is what it was, because it starts up fine now. So maybe I'll start up here in a second. I'll put everything back together just so, I mean, it was baffling. It really was. When you get spark and gas, I mean, basically you can throw this engine off a building. You know, if it's got spark and gas, it'll start. It's just, it was not starting, and I could have swore it was this guy. I mean, I would have bet money on it because this happens all the time, and it just wasn't that. It was actually a bad coil, even though it was getting spark at the correct time. Why it didn't start, I don't know. Maybe it was sparking and grounding at the same time, simultaneous or right behind each other. I can't explain it, but replacing the coil was the trick. So let me button everything back up. I'll show you this thing starts. All right, see what happens. I no doubt it starts.